a jump start.
All right, let's do this thing.
Blue team's turn to ban.
All right. So rolling in. I mean, I've seen a lot from both teams. You would think, being the guild leader of ATF, that I am familiar with our team,
To ban.
and I was definitely, I'm more familiar with them now than I was in the past.
Right.
But still, I'm lost. I know they're practicing a lot, so we'll see how that turns out.
Blue team's turn
Well,
to ban.
last time we played, my team played your team.
Mhm.
Uh, Toothpick basically is their win condition.
Oh
They
yeah,
basically try to get Toothpick fed fast. Once he gets fed, basically that's basically when ATF thrives. It's when he gets fed and he's able to go in and take those lanes. So far, pretty common ban heroes right now.
yeah.
Blue
Cricknack
team's
is
turn to ban.
terrible to have to deal with. Arum,
Says I'm kind of surprised that Crickneck was banned on ATF side because they have first pick.
yeah, that's
Blue team's turn to
a little
ban.
strange from my standpoint. And Ignis. I mean, those are.
Unless they can't play them very well.
Blue team's turn to ban.
Well, a couple of weeks ago, Komodo played Ignis. It was the first week after the change, and he basically 1v5 the other team. It was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So I think they're just trying to just stick with the common stuff and just make sure they're
Red team's
preventing
turn to pick.
Supreme from getting combos. You know, that's all I can figure. I have seen a lot more Nacroth play recently.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how jungle change affected that. I don't know that he wanted Gilder, but
I'm surprised. Gilder, he's actually really good in the side lane. I don't see him going mid lane though. But the only way Gilder's gonna be really effective is if you build him as an AP Gilder, where he's gonna do that. I forget which ability it is, the long range one where he shoots it and that thing's gonna nuke.
yeah. Well, Gilder has not really changed much at all in the last, I don't even know how many patches, but
Mhm.
he is a consistently, he's not a bad character. People
No,
don't
he's
consider
not.
him meta, but he if you build him the way that you're talking with AP, I mean, he could be strong.
Yeah, I mean I've been one shot by Gilder when I'm playing a squishy, and it's pretty scary.
To pick.
So it's not surprising with Creshed coming into to the gameplay. He's been dominating in that side lane.
I'm kind of shocked no one picked Malik.
I am too. I'm surprised they chose Amelie over a Malak, because I believe Malak is in the S tier for side lane.
Yeah, and for those who aren't aware, on SamuraiGamers.com, they did update the tier list to version 8, which includes everything up to, I think, Monday. Like, it's very, very recent, and it gives you a lot of perspective on the current patch and where everything is. It's pretty accurate on everyone except for Mina, but they did make a very specific point about Mina, that Mina is only good on teams that understand her function. If you use her and that your
Yes.
team understands how she's used and it's done properly, she is incredible. Otherwise, it can be very frustrating. Oh, and we get the new skin too. Sweet.
Ooh, I've been debating on whether or not I want to buy the Mina skin.
Oh man, well that's what I was talking about before you came on. That is, of all the Halloween skins, I mean, I love the ghost thing, man. I had to get it. But the Mina skin to me is the most detailed and looks the absolute best. So if you're choosing, that would be my number one choice. Assuming
Well, I got the Azenka.
Yeah,
I did
that's a
get
good
the Azenka one. I like that one, just because he's a ghost now.
Yeah.
And he fires out pumpkins instead of whatever stuff he does fire out.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, Mina was gonna be the one that I was gonna be getting pretty soon. Not sure if it's gonna be lasting for too much longer.
Get ready. Minions will be
All
deployed
right.
in 5 seconds.
So let's see what these teams are going to bring to the table.
Prepare to engage.
Zeffy's Halloween skin is Garo. Yeah, I haven't really seen it.
Oh, the pumpkin thing? It was less good than I thought it would be. But honestly, they just released that Ember skin, and that thing's awesome. So I think it's just poor timing.
Yeah, the Ember skin was actually really good.
Alright, so we've got Mina focusing on rotations and just rolling around just to try to make herself a known presence and keep vision. Chognar looks like he's doing exactly the same thing, but he's taking a little heat because of it. Pushing Raz. Like Flash is kind of jumping in as well. Mina jumps in, grabs Flash. Flash is in a lot of trouble. He does get away, but barely. He doesn't. Raz is able to take him out.
That's first blood going to Team Supreme. Active Frost. I've played with Active Frost before, and he's actually a really good mage player. And he's very deadly on that Roz.
And honestly, Logo is a strong player as well. I've never seen him play Gilder, but he's definitely good. Nagroth taking some heat from that Lindis. Chognar going to try to jump in and help, but Lindis has backup. That's not going to be good. And Nagroth goes down. Flash kind of hanging back. Saw potential to get the gank, but then he saw Mina and Lindis was there. I mean, there's too much going on in mid to jump right in, even with Flash. Dragon is up, but everyone seems to be kind of surrounding the Dark Slayer. Let's see. Seeing the potential for pain going on right at around mid. I don't see anything really exciting going on anywhere else. Everyone else is just holding lane. Kresh did blow his ult. He's kind of pushing in on the Gilder. Gilder able to lock down Flash, put him in a really bad position, and he's not going to be able to get the Gilder kill. The Kresh, he's going to possibly die to minions? No, he's able to get away, but not quickly.
Vader on that Chognar almost got killed there. He had like a sliver of health left. Less than 10% most likely.
We've got a pretty nice group of Supreme guys going to come in, going to take Kresh out and just put him in a bad situation, and they're going to move in and maybe take the dragon. They're going to at least pull it out so that ATF can't get it, maybe reset it. We've got Nagroth, we've got Chognar, we've got Flash versus Mina currently. They're going to back out. I don't know that that's a fight I would take really from either side, but Nagroth taking a lot of heat. Chognar is not going to be able to do much. It's just a bad setup, but
they pulled that Abyssal out too far, and that's going to reset.
Yeah, but it still was down some life. I still don't know that I would want to risk that. But they are, and they do get it taken down. Looks like they're gonna rotate bot and get this push going. Kresh is about to die. That Gilder really locked him down. That was a really nice play from the Gilder. I just feel like Supreme's really really on point with the rotations. That's kind of putting them at a huge advantage right now.
Right.
Raz walks almost directly into Flash. Amelie trying to get the snipe, but they aren't able to do it. Raz mobility is just insane. And Nakroth's gonna jump in. Lindis jumps in as well. That's 3-on-2. They're gonna run for their lives. They barely make it out. They are able to clear. They take the red buff from ATF. They take down Flash. Chognar's just trying to keep them at bay. A lot of heat going on.
Yeah, Team Supreme is doing a really really good job of rotating here, and actually Logo was able to survive just by a little bit, and also get an assist by allowing him to get killed by Crash to get killed by like 3 other members of Supreme.
Raz goes down. Chognar and Nakroth could do some damage here, but everyone from the Supreme side is able to get out right in time. Mina is still there, but Nakroth backs off. Chognar just trying to keep her at bay from the Flash. She is able to get the Flash, but they aren't able to take her down. I feel like it's just a little bit of overcommitment from the ATF side. Just putting them in tough situations, getting them out of their own rotation. Raz just kind of sliding in, trying to take out that Flash, but Flash is able to get out. Mina kind of in a tough spot, but she's able to bounce back and get health. Everybody kind of recuperating right now, except for Raz. He's going to push in, get a little bit going on the tower. Nakroth's going to have to jump out of jungle to take it out, which causes the Lindis to just slide right in and take the red buff and the rest of the jungle. See, they're seconds ahead on rotation, but it's working out absolutely perfectly for them.
Mm-hmm. Looks like we're gonna have a good team battle in the middle lane.
Yeah, Chognar in a good situation.
Wow.
Yeah, and they're.
Flash just got melted.
Yeah, but they just cannot take that Raz down. Meanwhile, bottom, Gilder is just acting a fool. Up top, haven't even noticed, but Irie, in the meantime, takes down that tower and is pushing toward the second. And we're at 7:47. Darkslayer's going to be up in 10 seconds. And currently, Supreme is just ahead on push. They've got 1 tower, but 2 abyssal kills. And the Darkslayer is up. That bottom tower goes down. Gilder just pushing that thing hard. And we get the rest of the team rotate down, and Kresh cannot stay alive. Kill difference is substantial. Flash gets shut down again in mid. That Mina and Raz, seems to be a pretty strong combination.
Mm-hmm. The Mina's will be able to use her taunt to lock them down, while Raz just comes in and just obliterates them.
A blue team tower has been destroyed.
They're pushing both bottom lane and mid lane and doing it effectively.
That mid lane tower is going to go down.
A blue team tower has been
I'm not sure they're not going to take the bottom tower right now.
They're going to take that mid lane tower.
I don't know.
ATF needs to be careful there.
Yeah, I wouldn't. We've got to get something. Raz
Ooh.
finally goes down. The Gilder, dude. That Gilder's something else. I told you, Logo is a great player. Nani goes down. Gilder, he's fighting it with every ounce of his being. Is he going to get away? He might. Oh, no. He finally, after a ridiculous fight.
Has been destroyed.
Jeez, Gilder. They do take the mid tower, and the bottom tower is almost dead. But Irie's got a nice little push going up top as well. Just heat from everywhere. I expect the ATF guys are going to try to push lanes forward and at least get into some kind of positive position to try to take one of these objectives. Currently 0 towers. They're down 11 kills. They're down a pretty huge chunk of gold. But I've been in situations like this before and I've made it out, so there's a chance. Nani locks in, or Lindis locks in on the dragon. Dragon's at about half-life already. And they just melt that thing down fast. Get the buff. Chognar just at this point just trying to get out. They do get a little bit of damage in, but Raz does go down faster than I expected. Got Mina and Lindis in there. Flash just trying to get some damage in, but they are just smoking him every time he commits to anything. Like they're definitely watching out for that Flash.
That Gilder power is just ridiculous. Look at that damage coming from him.
Yeah, man. And this could very well be the end unless Amelie can do something pretty magical. It looks like
I don't
she's
see
just gonna,
Amelie doing anything there.
yeah. It's definitely a tough break for ATF, but Supreme was really, really on point with their rotations, and that just put them in much better,
Right.
a much better situation to make it happen. Yeah, I think so. Gilder with the most damage. Gilder with the most gold. Gilder with the most kills. There you go, everybody. Gilder.
Gilder is a beast when it comes to side laning, and you build him AP. You have to build him AP nowadays.
And you know, knowing or having played a billion games with Frost on ATF, who played the Flash in the last game, he is an incredible Gilder player. Like that's his. If he could main Gilder and people wouldn't grief him whenever he picked him, that's all he would do all the time. So that probably hurt his pride a little bit.
I think he should just do it either way. Make them feel like they need to make them eat those words. Is what I'd say.
All right, we're getting everybody in. Oh God, they can see the lobby. Let me cover that up. Okay.
You gotta
like it never happened.
change screens.
My bad, man.
No, you're good. I mean, you can take front. You can take the top one. I don't care.
I refuse.
Refuse. I decline to swap with you.
All right, so we're getting everything. If you're not familiar with the organization or the order or anything, first match goes to the home team on the left-hand side. That's the first ban and first pick. Second match, home team is on the right-hand side, and the visitor team is on the left-hand side. And then we swap from there.
Yes, I tend to agree. ATF did kind of, they got a little bit, got their butts handed to them. It was just like that was not good at all.
All right. So match number 2. First was a win for Supreme, and let's see how ATF responds.
Blue team's turn to ban.
Team Supreme with the first ban. I'm not sure that ATF, honestly, their bans last game, like you said, were
They
sort
were
of
pretty standard.
but they were sort of picks that they could have taken advantage of. So
Yes.
let's see how they react
Blue team's
in this
turn
match.
to ban.
So in this one, they definitely should be banning Crickneck, Ignis, Yibbeneth, Marja, all the ones that you do not want to be playing
Blue team's turn to ban.
played against you here. Just because they are, it's just ones you just do not want to play against.
To ban.
You know, I used to be afraid of Murad, but Crickneck really changed my mind on the whole Murad thing. Like, please, pick Murad. I don't even care now.
Blue team's turn to ban.
Let's see what Supreme's first pick is going to be, because that kind of gives you an indication of where they're going in a lot of scenarios.
Now that looks like a target ban right there.
Now,
Coming in
Chap,
from
why would
Gilder.
you say that? I don't really understand the significance there.
And see, even though they banned Gilder there, why didn't you ban Ignis? Ignis is a threat.
Yeah.
He is a threat. He can 1v5 easily if you aren't careful.
So who do you think? You think Logo, based on his Gilder play last game, do you think he's playing Ignis?
Well, I don't think Logo's going to be playing Ignis. Active Frost may be going on the Ignis since he was the mid laner. But I do see Logo going Omen, or there we go, or Valheim. He's a very good Valheim player. He's one of those guys that just knows how to build Valheim, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I feel like this is the Logos stream tonight. The man is on fire. But we finally got a Malik, which to me is a much cleaner pick than the Crushed. Overall, I mean, a lot of people would argue Crushed just because he's a better support and can take more damage, but
Right.
I've just never... I don't see the value of Crushed over so many other options that can tank and still do damage. Consistently, anyway.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you. And I'm kind of
Ooh.
interested with that. Oh, I thought he was going to go with Oz and Ka.
I would have too.
I was going to be very interested with that Oz and Ka play there.
You just wanted to see the ghost.
I did. I really did. I wanted to see that skeleton hand coming up with a thumbs up.
Yeah, dude, it's amazing. Dude, I never played Oz and Ka until that skin came out, and I'm like, well, I'm done. New main. I'm in. And I am terrible with Oz and Ka. Let's just be clear, I am terrible.
Yeah, this is a little bit of an interesting here. We have a duo support here. Mina and a Lumber. I've seen the double support before, but it was more of the other support was Chognar, but Chognar's been banned, so they have to kind of modify that.
A lot of people, well, maybe not a lot. There are people who would argue that Chognar and Lumber are interchangeable, but I would disagree as deeply as I possibly could, because they're very, very different styles of play. But we do get the new Mina skin for round 2. You know, I don't remember ever seeing Nani play Zephys, so that should be interesting. And Zuka is kind of a pain currently. Both interesting teams. You know, maybe the I'm sure Supreme's probably trying to go with the game plan of what happened with Tribe in their match against ALG with the Annette Ignis combo, because that worked incredibly well.
Get ready. Minions will be deployed in 5 seconds.
Alright, so everybody rotating out. Zephys definitely in on the jungle. We've got some pretty strong movement down to the abyssal side of the jungle, or the river anyway. Lumber's in a Lumber Mina together is not very much damage. I'm not really sure what the game plan is there. Ignis and Net can do a pretty strong amount of damage, so that might be a bad commitment.
I feel like ATF is going to have to be really careful with moving around here, especially with the Ignis over here in the mid lane. Ignis is going to be able to clear that wave super fast.
Yeah, and up top, Valheim is doing some damage to Malik.
Now, Valheim's going to be able to counter Malik easy.
Yeah.
And that's just because of his passive and his stun. Malik's just going to have to really be careful and really be patient on the attacks and initiations that he's going to have to do.
But again, it seems like the real pushing is going to be in mid. We had a little bit of a push down below, but I feel like everyone's kind of converging on the mid. Let's see what happens here. Lumber and Raz going to try to hold him back. Lumber gets melted fast. And they're just going to rotate right up like he wasn't even there. Dragon pops alive. And Malik Violet just trying to hold it together up top. Annette with her one able to just drop that and just do damage. Annette, I haven't seen a lot of her even in game, like just standard games, but she is a very strong character. Lumber just trying to keep everybody at a distance, but he's not able to do it. There's just so much. There's area damage, there's single target damage. Komodo, yeah, Violet goes down. And it looks like Raz is going to go down as well.
Wow.
But no. Zuka is almost able to escape, but does go down. They do steal the buff, which is unfortunate for ATF, but definitely good for Supreme. What do you think when you're dealing with an Annette with her range and her area damage and a guy like Ignis? Like, how do you counter that?
It's very difficult. I just need to see because they had two supports, two highly powerful tanks, and these tanks just need to be in the mid lane to cover Raz, in my opinion. Or at least one of them has to stay there at all times. Like that Lumber needs to be in that mid lane.
Yeah, Raz can really get some damage in and get the wave cleared, but he does need cover. Valheim just melting him up top. Looks like Malik's gonna try to move in and take him out, but I don't know. He is able to get him with his ult, but I don't think he's gonna be able to kill him. It was a solid effort, but just not able to get it done. And Supreme is able to take down the Abyssal 4.5 minutes, so it's gonna pop up fairly soon. They should be able to get it a couple more times before it goes buff worthy. We do have 3-on-3 up top. Violet's gonna go down fast. Zephyr's able to get in and out and just do massive amounts of poke damage. Malik trying to keep it alive, but that Ignis just melting him. And that simply leaves Lumber. It looks like he's going to back out as the waves. No, he's going to stay in and clear wave at least. But that's going to put Supreme in the ATF jungle again, which is definitely not a good thing at this point.
Look at that. They're under tower, and they just don't care about that tower. They don't care about the tower damage. Active Frost is really doing some hardcore damage at the moment. I mean, look at his build. It's really interesting. He's got the Phoenix tier plus the 2. What are those? The medallion.
That's just mana regen. Ignis does use a lot of mana.
He does. It's a very interesting.
But you take Phoenix tier, you get so much regen per level, especially at low levels. That is a huge survivability thing. And they are able to take out the tower. They're able to melt Malik. Raz goes down very quickly. They almost take out the Zephyrs, but just aren't able to do it. There's just 4-on-2. So that puts us in mid. We've got Lumber and Vio versus Ignis and Annette. Almost under tower. And like you said, I mean, they just don't seem to care.
A red team tower has been destroyed.
The bottom tower goes down. We got 4 on basically 1 in mid. They're taking down the dragon in the meantime. So kind of again, we're in the same situation where ATF is just behind on rotation and can't shift it and catch up.
Right.
Right now, Zephy's just in and out, just basically baiting them in so that Ignis and Annette can get the damage in. They are able to get the Annette, and it looks like they almost locked her down.
Wow,
they just
geez.
can't get the kill.
Red team tower has been destroyed.
But
And
her
the entire time, their logo's just over there taking towers while they're over there team fighting.
yeah,
And that's what he's supposed to. That's what Valheim's are supposed to do. Supposed to take towers and not have to really totally get into team fights.
yeah, and then now we've got Ignis just keeping them at bay. They are not affected by the tower really at all. Ignis level 10 at this point. He's creeping up on his max level ult, which at that point, when you look at, I mean, he's got Frosties. I'm surprised he doesn't have something like Rhea's Blessing for that magic lifesteal, because that gives him an incredible amount of survivability. He may save that for later. We got the Mina Lumber thing, backed Raz and Vio, but they're just not. I think it's just going to break down to a communication thing. I mean, they need to be able to split effectively. Malik getting hurt up top by that Valheim does go down. You got some heat coming in, pushing ATF up top. We've got Violet, we got Lumber, we got Raz. Just everybody's trying to get some kind of commitment and get somebody from the Supreme team to go down, but they just can't do it. Violet goes down. Raz trying to stay at bay, but Annette's range is strong.
A red team tower has been destroyed.
Another tower goes down. Annette finally goes down. Ignis almost dead.
Ultimate
If Mina had stayed in for just a split second more, that would have been the end.
double kill.
Raz gets a double kill, goes down while he does it. Valheim just will not die.
A red team tower has been
5-1-1 right now. Ignis 3-0. The only one that's kind of surprising me is Zuka, but he's been pushing tower pretty heavily. So he is getting work done. You just don't see it in the team fights.
See, not always you're gonna see a lot of, like, especially like Zuka. Zuka is one of those solo lane pushers. Well, he just pushes the lanes and everything, like Scud or Omen. They're not really gonna be totally into team fights. They're just gonna be over there split pushing you, and you really need to pay attention to those guys, or they will take the towers.
Oh, and we get a strong commit. Violet goes down, Lumber goes down. It's all happening right now. They're gonna, looks like they're probably just gonna take waves, take jungle. Meanwhile, bottom, like you said, Zuka just pushing wave. Raz tries to do something to slow down this Zephy's, this Annette. Just not able to do it by himself. We got Malik trying to go out. Doesn't get far and he just gets melted. They're doing so much damage that there's really not much that ATF can do at this point. Lumber trying to jump out. They're getting damage. Zephy's almost dead. Annette almost dead. But they're just not getting the job done. And there's Zephy's with his ult.
And look at Logo just over there doing work, staying behind his tanks, staying behind the minions, going in for those towers and saving his teammates from getting wiped from the towers.
That's a huge level of map awareness coming from Logos. And with ATF all coming back up, I don't know that they're going to be able to take. And there's the legendary for Valheim. And they're going to take them all down again. Lumber does get a kill in, but he just can't do the kind of damage that it would take to take both Ignis and Zephy's down. And here comes Valheim just to finish it off.
Oh, there goes game 2, and the sweep goes to Supreme.
And as expected, the Ignis, with a crazy amount of damage, almost tied by the Valheim.
And I mean, ATF did as best as they could. It's just Supreme was just on top of the rotations completely. I mean, they were ahead of on time. They were early on everything.
Yeah, and looking at the stats, if you see Tiamat's stats, it looks as though he was not participating, but he was simply not participating in the team fights. He was definitely committed to that bottom lane, which allowed his team to kind of free up to do what they were doing elsewhere.
Exactly.
So props to both sides. It was good games from both. But like you said, Supreme was just on their mark tonight. So definitely props to Supreme. That was a good win from you guys.
Yeah, it was a really good job from both teams. It's just Supreme